The digital transformation journey that many agencies are on affects contracting in two ways. One is the transformation of acquisition itself. The other is how the acquisition team brings in the tools the agency needs for the entire transformation process. Geoff Sage is director of the Enterprise Service and Analysis Division at NASA. He says NASA is about 2 years into its acquisition transformation journey.
We're on the precipice of really moving forward in how the agency collects data, handles the acquisition process through our IT. So it's a really exciting time for us.
Are you collecting data now that you didn't collect before? Are you collecting more data than you have in the past in the same areas? What does the data collection process look like?
Sure, so a little bit of both, right? So we're collecting data that we've always collected in the past. Some is federally mandated, some is just NASA internal, how we do business. But we're also, through that data collection, making new insights where we're realizing, hey, we have some gaps and we need to collect new data in order to make some different connections, right? So one example is prices paid technology, where we're able to look as an agency buyer as a whole and say, hey, this is what we're paying for at this center, this is what we're paying for at this center, and then now being able to make those connections and saying, well, we should be paying for one as NASA or one as the federal government. So absolutely collecting new data to make those types of insights.
I imagine you also get some visibility into what all those decisions are at the individual centers so that you can buy things on an enterprise level. Is that fair to say?
100%. So we're starting with our Better Contracting initiative that's been led by OFPP and how we do things better as not only an agency, but as federal government. So we're absolutely looking at how we can make those connections to strengthen our acquisition process.
I was not surprised to come here and hear a lot of discussion about artificial intelligence in the acquisition process. What does that look like at NASA?
It's a necessity for us, to be honest with you. So NASA's been a federal government leader in AI. Really in our space, I call it our space-based mission, right? We've used AI on the Mars rovers, we've used AI for data analysis on the science and engineering side. Now, with the invention of the ChatGPTs of the world, we're really bringing it to the common person, right? So the common agency employee is able to leverage AI to do their job day to day. So now that we're looking at it from a mission-based perspective, how can we use it in procurement to maximize our internal budget, our internal resources, and then enable the agency to facilitate our acquisition process better.
What have you had to do with the workforce to make them able to use AI, to use the data collection tools and so on? What kind of training or preparation and so on have you done?
Sure, so the agency is actually going right through right now a Summer of AI. So it's an initiative led by our Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer, where they are really just introducing the concept of AI to the rest of the agency. So training, hands-on usage, sort of hackathons where they're really going out and saying, hey, go play with this and enabling our workforce to see the capability of AI and really open up, expand the possibilities that are there for us to do our jobs more efficient and better.
For your transformation initiative, do you have kind of metrics or mileposts that you want to hit over certain times? Or do you just have kind of a longer term goal of transformation and you keep working toward that goal?
Sure. So we have an agency roadmap for our enterprise systems within procurement. So we've been following, like I said, 2-3 year journey for us to get to where we're at today. We have worked to get our data better. That was first and foremost. We needed to have the right data collection to be able to feed into our new systems. So we took care of that. We're in the process of some of the things that we stood up early. Now we're sort of decommissioning to roll into the next step. So we're a month away, I think, from rolling out our new contract management system, which is really a suite of systems that's going to handle the acquisition process from start to finish. So we're on that cusp now. We're working to leverage AI into that, and how can we find the right targeted areas to make some quick wins, early investments, and how we can continue our transformation on that path.
Throughout this process, have you had an opportunity to rethink or reshape the business processes before you just digitize or transform what you're already doing, to look at them and say, do we really need to keep doing all of these steps, or maybe we need more steps but different ones than we have now?
Yeah, 100%. So the agency, it was benefit of the Office of Procurement going through transformation itself of just how we do business across the agency. So instead of 10 separate centers operating sort of independently, loosely confederated, Now we're one Office of Procurement, we're one enterprise. So in doing that, we were able to take a lot of the disparate processes, reevaluate them and say, hey, because it's good for this center, it might be good for this center, and then is it good for the entire agency? So we've done a lot of that policy work up front, which has really enabled us to transform pretty efficiently on the technology side on the back end.
The final thought, Geoff, we have about a minute left. How will you determine success of the new contract management system? What's the guiding force there?
Sure. So we've done a lot of analysis up front to make sure that we know where we're at today, so that we can measure on the backside of where we're going to be tomorrow. Success looks like my contracting officers wanting to use the systems, wanting to put the data in, realizing that the technology is an enabler, not an inhibitor, right? And so we've had technology in the past where folks have dreaded using technology because it's one more step in their process. With our new technology, they're excited to use it. They're excited to put the data. They see the back end. They see the results that come out of it, the capability, how it enables our workforce, how it supports the work that they're doing, right? And brings justification to it. So it's a very exciting time for us.
Geoff Sage of NASA.